video, and today I want to talk about this is episode 3, I believe, and today I want to talk about money and budget in Nigeria. I want to talk about culture in Nigeria, and I want to talk about the things Nigeria does better than UK. Now, my first impression of Nigeria is just Nigeria, really. But before I relocated to Nigeria, I have been to Nigeria. I remember back in 2008, I used to come to Nigeria at least 3 times a year, for holiday. And the maximum I stayed was about a month. And it was fun. It was good. Back then I started my interior company and so many other things. And then I went back to the UK. Yeah, so one thing I can say about the culture is that the Yorubas, they are very, very respectful. I mean, mostly everywhere you go, like the respect is there as a client, as a customer, they give you that respect. And you know, they tend to use sirs, ma a lot. Yes, ma. Yes, sir. Yes, ma. Yes, sir. If you walk into a store, they'll greet you. Oh, good afternoon, ma. They give you that honor. But if you fumble, if you mess up, oh my God, hmm, you're going to cry. If you mess up and the way they will wash you from your head to your toenail, they will wash you with pepper water. That's what they'll do. They will disgrace you. You would look at yourself and be like, did you not just say good afternoon, madam, to me? And then now all of a sudden they will just call you by your name. Hello, what's wrong with you? Is it because I'm using math for you? Da, 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 da. Oh, bad. There's pressure everywhere. So know yourself and behave yourself. That's if you don't want any sort of embarrassment. That's just it. And what else can I say? Yeah, that's it about culture. And I really don't like that idea. I don't like that kind of culture that much because I am not used to saying, "Oh, good afternoon, ma. Oh, good afternoon, sir." I don't have that time. Do you understand? I'm not used to saying that. So I sometimes I feel awkward when somebody does it to me that I know that we're age mates. And I'm like, why are you using ma for me? I don't understand. Somebody that it's your age mate. Like I don't understand. So it's not something that I'm used to. So sometimes that can make me feel uncomfortable. And I just tell them, if it's not a service that I'm getting from you, I'll just tell them, please feel free, just call me Ola. It's fine. I did not bring Madame from Ever. Do you understand? It's not a thing for me. And that can make you seem like you're disrespectful to some people that don't understand where you're coming from or that you're new in the country. So yeah, so that is it for me. But it makes me uncomfortable anyway. But if I'm walking into a store and I'm buying a clothes or shoe or something like that, they kind of make me feel like, oh yeah, I'm buying the old store. You know, it's a good feeling because it makes you feel welcome. It makes you feel good. And that will prompt you to want to buy something as well. So it's a good strategy, really. Um, so yeah, that is for the culture. And next that I want to talk about is going to be the budget, the money. Ha 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 ha. My dear, when I first relocated back to Nigeria, I did not have a budget. I did not have a budget. Why? I don't know. I just spend and 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 spend. It was actually silly. Yeah, I didn't have a budget. So I just spent really. And you need to be very careful if you're just relocating back to Nigeria because when you think about the conversion, you'll be like, it's just £10. It's just £20. It's just £5. Trust me, that is how you will finish all your savings and all your money. If you keep converting the amount from pounds to naira or naira to pounds, you will not make it, my dear. You will not make it because you cannot live like that. If you're going to live in Nigeria, your mental capacity has to change. You have to live in Nigeria like you are here, you're Nigerian, you're living in Nigeria. You cannot bring the UK mentality of, yeah, I can, yeah, by the time I do two shifts, I'll be fine. Mm-mm. Don't get it wrong. It's not going to work. You need to have a budget. So when I realized that I was spending a lot, in a month, and I thought, no, this is not worth it. So I gave myself 500,000 budget at first. I wanted to see where how low or high I can be because my mouth is big. I have a great, you know, taste when it comes to so many things. So I'm just putting my laptop on. I don't want to forget all my points. Yeah, so I started with 500,000, 500K, and that's just for food, um, petrol, going out, miscellaneous. Um, yeah, that's it really. And that's just for me. That's, other things is does not include it. That's just for me, to look after myself. And it's not enough. I had to decide whether I am going to increase that budget or I'm going to not increase it. So I said, okay, let's do it this way. I'm going to see if I could spend 1 million naira in a month, and then let's see how that goes. So there was a month that I tried to see if I could spend 1 million naira in a month, and I almost nearly finished in 1 million naira because my mouth is big. And I think I spent roughly about 850, which was way too much. That was not reasonable if you want to live in Nigeria. Yes, you can live in Nigeria and live on high ends, but it will not be reasonable if you want to save, really. I like to save. I save, I save, I save all the time. So if I'm going to spend 10,000 naira to, buy food somewhere, and I could also spend 15,000 naira to buy food another place, I would, compromise. If the food for 10,000 naira is going to be okay for me, then I will go for that. Why spend unnecessary money for the same thing? Doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it did not work out. I didn't like the fact I was spending because if I could spend 1 million naira in a month, in a year, how much will I spend? And I still have a lot of projects before me, and that wasn't working for me. Even though the money is there, but I just cannot spend like that. I've got 3 children. I cannot spend like that. So what did I do? I decided to open a ISA savings account for my children. It's an investment account. So I opened an investment account for 3 of my children, and I decided that rather than me spending 1 million naira every month, why not put that 1 million naira into their account every month? That makes sense, doesn't it? So, how I opened the investment account, I'm going to discuss it because nobody told me about this. I had to research it myself. I had to sign up. I had to do a lot of it myself. Like, you don't get all this information online. And that's why I want to give it to you. That's why I want to give it to you. So, thank me later. Make sure you comment thank you in the, comment section. So yeah, so if you want me to go into that, comment below. I will say it anyway, but just let me know if you want it. So I opened an investment account for my children and I started depositing money. I did a direct debit. So I started depositing money into the account every month. And for me, that gives me peace because I know that I'm not wasting money for other people. That does not give me the good service I deserve. So I save that money for my children. And I'm so happy with that. So moving on, let me just write that down that I will come back and talk about investment for yourself and for your kids in Nigeria. Yeah, I don't want to forget. Sorry, guys. So, um, yeah. So, well, everybody have a different priority, and I know what I want. I don't have to pay for any other things, you know. And I mean that budget. I already told you what I'm using that budget for my personal use. If I need to refill my makeup, if I need to buy, I know even hair alone is 500K in Nigeria. Hair, just to buy hair. Some hair at 300, 500K. Some hair at 10 million, 8 million. You want to wear wig in Nigeria? Me, I said, Nigeria, I'm not wearing wigs. I'm not buying wigs. I can wear the ones I already have, but I'm not going to buy wigs. You know why? Wigs are actually more expensive in Nigeria. But in the UK, I can buy a wig for £100. It's not the same as, spending that much, 500K. Ah, so I stick to my natural hair. I do ponytail, I do my didi, I do a lot of Ghana weaves, I do a lot of natural styles. And if I want to wear wigs, I just wear the ones I already have. I do have quite a lot of wigs, and that is how I save. And when I need to go to party, I repeat my clothes. I mean, who invented the idea of not repeating clothes anyway? What am I going to do with it? If I wear it once and never wear it again, what am I going to do with it? So that did not work for me. But anyway, for now, that's my budget for my personal use, my makeup, my hair, my nails, pedicure, and that does not include my clothing and because I don't need any other clothing right now. I might increase it if I need to buy clothing and shoe and all of that. But right now it's just for food allowance. Let's just say food and personal care allowance basically. So which I honestly believe I do need to increase it, but I don't want to increase it because I have my money going somewhere good. Yeah, so if you want to live in Nigeria, you have to be very, very strategic. You can't just live according to other people's means or because you want to show up as a big girl. A lot of people do that here in Nigeria. They want to show up like a big girl. They want to, you know, connect with this top socialite. That's not my priority. That's not why I'm here. I just come here for good life, really. And yeah, so I don't really have friends in Lagos. I'll tell you about that. I'll come to that friendship later. I just want to touch now. We'll go into deep, deep, deep later. And whatever I talk about. Yeah, so the budget, you have to be very strategic if you want to save. I think the idea really is not to look expensive or to look rich, but to actually be rich. Because a lot of people in Nigeria, they look rich, but their bank account is zero. I tell you, you see somebody driving a Range Rover Velar, but they got no money. They got nothing in their bank account. They can't even take you to lunch and pay for the whole thing. They will tell you, pay for yourself, I pay for myself. That is it. So Nigerians, most of them are living a fake life. And I mean fake, fake life. And the ones that are real, no, they are unseen, So yeah, that is it for budget. And what else can I say about budget? I've touched on food, how you can save, buy it in batch and keep it at home because, the economy has changed and the food is now more expensive now in Nigeria. And I don't really shop in Nigeria. Shopping in Nigeria can be quite expensive, I tell you. I remember there was a time my sister is having a party and hmm, I not see this kind thing before. Pardon me, my pigeon is not that sweet, but I did try. Okay, ever since I've arrived, I did try. I don't dey increase in pigeon. Yeah. Um, what was I saying? Yeah. So I went online to buy actually on Instagram to buy some clothing, and I realized that hmm, some clothing and investment that you can give to your children, some clothing and investment that you can give to yourself. I'm hearing 1,000, 1.5, 5 million, 8 million for a dress. Kilo de for a dress. Waiting now. I said, waiting now. How much in they sell fabric? Then they sell name now for Nigeria. Dress, ordinary skirt, like mini skirt that is under your bum bum. You see probably 1 million, 800K. Ah, I said, Nigeria. You don't want to shop in Nigeria. If you want to shop in Nigeria, please be ready to spend. And I mean be ready to spend. Ordinary, see all this lycra dress they wear that is very trending right now. Those lycra dress are like 400K, 300K. Things are expensive in Nigeria. I tell you that. I mean the same abroad, but it's just the prices in Nigeria it's just not it's not nothing at all. When I think about it, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I've not really shopped in Nigeria. I do my shopping abroad and I just ship it down to Nigeria. Really easy peasy. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I am still going to shop in Nigeria, but I like to customize my outfit. So I'm a very, very strange person. I like to customize my outfit. So buying and buying is not really my thing. And what else can I talk about budget? Yeah, that's just as long as you're not a heavy spender, I think you do just fine. But 500k is nothing, trust me. It's a very small amount. I mean, you can top up your electricity 500k and that is it. You know, I remember the first time I top up my electricity 500k. My lawyer was like, "Ha, is that not too much?" I said, I don't want to be spending like that. Let me just put it there and know that I have some money." They said, "Nobody buy 500k electricity. Why would you buy 500k electricity?" I said, if the bill comes now and they say 500k, would I not pay it? So yeah, Nigerians, they're not used to some some things. So sometimes when I do some things, it's like strange to everybody. And anyway, let's move on from budget. If you have any questions about budgeting, please let me know. And if you want me to do a different episode about budget, I'll write some things down that I can say about it. I can give you, and then I'll post it on. Let's move on to the things that Nigerian does better than UK. Wow, for me, is the education. Yes, I said it on this channel. Nigeria education, private schools are way better than an independent school in the United Kingdom. When I hear the children speak, not my children, the children in Nigeria, when I hear them speak English, you will not know that these children have not left Nigeria. Then they teach for Lagos. There's some private school in Lagos. I went to visit some schools. I went to BIS, I went to Grange, I went to so many other schools to see before I arrived. And I was impressed by everything I saw. I was just like, I'm telling you, the schools in Nigeria, unless your children is in a private school in the United Kingdom, then it's a different thing. But if they are going to a state school in UK, you cannot compare that to the education that the ones in private school in Nigeria are getting. Forget that one. The private school, if you have money, send your children to Nigeria in schools in Nigeria and just live in UK abroad and work and send money and come and see them. You will see the if you put a child that goes to private school in Nigeria, sit that child down, give them a mathematics subject, sit the one in UK down. I can tell you that the one in Nigeria will thrive better than the one that just came from UK. You know, in the UK, they only introduce them to the topic. They don't actually teach them in depth. Like it's like saying, "Oh, what is a noun? A noun is a name of person, animal, place, or things, and that is it." They don't tell you the depth of what a noun is. A Nigerian child will give it to you, and you'll be like, even you, an adult, you have no idea what that child is talking about because they never teach you. Nigerian schools is better, better, 100%, hands down, nothing more. And please quote me well. Nigerian private school better than UK state school. I don't know about any other country. That one, my chest carry am. I tell you so. So the education is better, way way better. What else do you better? The beautiful life. Oh my God. For someone that's lived in the UK for 30 years, I can tell you for sure that there is life in Nigeria. There is joy. There is peace. And don't tell me that, oh, there's life in Nigeria only if you have money. No. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Not only when you have money. You don't need that much money to live in Nigeria. It's just that people's mouth is bigger than their pocket. So, as I was saying, I'm doing this on TikTok by the way because I wanted a filter on my face. But anyway, yeah. So you don't need big money to live in Nigeria. Yes, you need money to live in Nigeria, and you enjoy it more if you have money because nobody will help you. But what I'm saying is that Nigeria is beautiful. I can tell you that. The fact that most of the things here is organic, ha, trust me, it's if you know how to eat well and you have a good diet, you can live a healthy life in Nigeria. You get your vaccination so that no mosquito will not kill you. You get every necessary vaccination. What else do you need? You want fresh air, you go outside, there's natural fresh air, not like the one we breathe in the UK. There's peace, after work, you can start. Sorry about that. There is life in Nigeria. After work, you can go somewhere to wine and dine, you know, and then relieve yourself of stress and so many other things. You can, there's so many things you can do after work in Nigeria. In the UK, after work, you go home, you sleep, you eat, that is it. There is no life in the UK. There's no life. Unless we want to club. And me, I'm above that age where all this clubbing is for the university students now. So there's life in. You can go somewhere, eat pepper soup, eat fish. You feel good. You wake up the next day, you go to the office. You're like, you'll be looking nice. But UK is stress, and Nigeria, you can get help with an little pay. And the pay is not little to those ones that want to work. But in the UK, the help you want to get is probably the same salary as you that you're working because it will be minimum wage. And if you have children like me, see, I'm doing another series about how I survived being a single mom in the United Kingdom. Watch out for that one too. I have a lot to tell you guys and to teach you. It's a relatable story. I survived being a single mom of three children in the United Kingdom. Hmm. My dear, it's not easy. If you want to survive, you want to work hard and make money, put those children in a private school in Nigeria. And then when they are going to university, bring them back to go to university. Trust me, because it will give you peace and flexibility to work. And those children are getting better education anyway. So what have you got to lose? You'll be able to work. You can have family every PTA meeting, every holiday. You'll be here with them. In fact, children will enjoy Nigeria during holiday better than UK or any other country. Do you know the amount of things in Nigeria that children will enjoy? There's no child that will come to Nigeria that will not want to come back. I have some friends that have their children between the age of 16 and 20. Now these kids come to Nigeria, well, they're not kids anymore, they're young adults. But now they come to Nigeria every year to enjoy and go back every holiday. And these are what? Between 16 and 20-year-old children. So a child that you take to Nigeria to enjoy, a child that is 14, you take to Nigeria to enjoy, and you take the same child to Malta. Trust me, that child will always choose Nigeria than Malta. Or you take that child to where? I don't know. Unless you want to take the child to Fiji or Malta or Bali. But Nigeria, there's fun. Everything is just there. The vibe is just there. You cannot miss it. You cannot miss it. And if you're the clubbing type, yeah, I beg, come in December. You enjoy yourself to the fullest. December is a vibe. If you love clubbing, you will enjoy it. If you like local, you will enjoy it. If you love chilling with family, you will enjoy it. Everywhere is bubbling in December and January. UK, you will just be in your house by yourself. Nobody will come to see. Who goes to anybody's house in Lagos? Nobody goes to visit anybody in Nigeria, in United Kingdom. Before you can get somebody to come to your house, now wahala. Before even if you should go to their house, they will not have time because they are busy catching shifts. Or they're probably looking for somebody to babysit for them. See, let me tell you, you can live comfortably in Nigeria as long as your mouth is not too big and you have a strategy. Trust me, again, I repeat, the schools in Nigeria is way better than the one in the state UK. That's one thing, hands down, that I love Nigeria about. That's one thing Nigerian does better than the UK. Another thing that I believe Nigerian does better than the UK is I can't think of anything right now. But maybe because I have children, that's just the only thing I see that it does better than UK. The food is better than the UK. It's organic, it's fresh. You're not eating can, you're not eating tin food, you're not eating processed food, and all of that. So the food as well is better than the one in the UK. The environment is better than the UK. I love to just, I love trees, I love nature. And there's so many. The only nature you will get in UK is the park. There is so many nature in Nigeria that you can enjoy. The beach. I am always at the beach. I'm always at the beach. I'm always at the beach. I just love the vibe. It's just serene, you know. I love going there. It's like I'm connecting to God whenever I'm at the beach. So it's nice. Children will love it. Do you understand? And whenever they're on holiday, you can always take them out on holiday. You don't have to stay in Nigeria for holiday. You can take them anywhere you want for holiday. But that education in Nigeria, hands down, 100%. It's not cheap, but you get value for your money, definitely. I can tell you that for sure. So yeah, so what other things have I not touched? So we spoke about budget and money, we spoke about what Nigeria does better, and we talk about culture. And like I said, I'm gonna do a different video about investment, how you can invest, companies you can invest into, businesses you can invest into, franchise, how to start a business, and how to invest for your children. All of that will be in my next episode, I think, if I don't change it. And I also want to talk about there's one thing I wanted to talk about. Well, we'll talk about it in my next video anyway. But thank you for watching. If you have any question, please comment below, like, and share. Thank you for watching. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.